Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Taste of Fate. Rhea saves Rhea from getting exposed after Prachi decided to trail Rhea to the spa where she went to do massage, but Rhea was able to save Rhea. And Pallavi still insisted that Prachi should get married to Siddharth, and they wanted to do the henna ceremony for Siddharth and Prachi. So let's continue. It is Prachi and Siddharth henna design ceremony. Ranbir asks Prachi to try a design on her hand. Prachi says it is very bad. Shahana says it is good. Prachi says it is very bad. Ranbir leaves from there unhappy. Pallavi asks the Mehendi designer Nandini to apply good design to Prachi. Nandini asks Prachi about the design. Prachi chooses the same design chosen by Ranbir. Aryan gets happy and informs Ranbir. Ranbir gets happy and looks at Prachi. Aryan says the fire is at both sides. You are saying, but Prachi is hiding her own. A song plays in the background. The nurse comes to Dr. Madhurima. Dr. Madhurima says she will not do any work now. The nurse asks her to sign on the report. Dr. Madhurima checks the report and asks about Rhea's report. The nurse says Rhea's report is dispatched to her house, but she is not pregnant. Dr. Madhurima gets worried and goes. Shahana collides with Rhea and the water falls on Rhea's dress. She says sorry. Rhea smiles and says it is completely fine. She says it is your habit to do this and says it is your identity. Shahana says I am saying sorry to you and you are still taunting me. She says now I don't want to talk to you. Rhea asks Shahana to calm down and not waste her energy on her. She goes with a guest. Shahana sees Rhea's phone ringing. Dr. Madhurima tells Shahana that a big blunder has happened because her nurse sent Rhea's report to her home through a courier guy and says nobody should read the report. Shahana ends the call and she thinks to talk to Prachi. Wendy says that the design is good. Prachi says that the design is not selected by the designer. Vikram tells Ranbir that they should go for the family picture because the functions are tiring and they are damn frustrating when I see you and Prachi smiling. Vikram tells Ranbir that you and Prachi smile, but there is no happiness from within. You people are just pretending to be happy. Ranbir asks, really? Vikram asks if both Ranbir and Prachi want people to think that both of you are happy. Ranbir says, I thought that I am sad, but Prachi is happy, but she is also sad. Vikram says, obviously, Prachi is sad because we have forced her to marry Siddharth. Ranbir asks Vikram and says, you have made me happy as Santa Claus. He goes to Siddharth and tells him that Prachi is sad. Siddharth looks on. Ranbir says the Mehendi designs of the ladies and says it is very pretty. Ranbir likes Pallavi's Mehendi. He goes to Prachi and asks her to show him the design that she chose. He says it is a good design. Prachi says the design is chosen by you. Ranbir says it is your mistake and he asks if Prachi would agree to whatever he chose for her and he asks her to be stubborn on her point. Prachi says to Ranbir that I do whatever I like to do and what is right for me and says Ranbir is not important for her. Ranbir thinks if Prachi drinks bitter cord juice or she gets bitten by a snake, he says whenever Prachi opens her mouth, then she spits poisons and she is insulting him. Shahana comes to talk to Prachi. Grandma and Wendy ask Shahana to sit. Rhea sees Ranbir coming and she pretends to fall. Ranbir comes to Rhea and asks what happened. Rhea tells Ranbir that she just fell down. It happens due to pregnancy. Ranbir helps Rhea get up. Rhea asks Ranbir to take her to the room and says she wants spray. Ranbir says Rhea should be careful while walking. Prachi says that the henna design is good. Grandma asks if Prachi is thinking about Ranbir. Pallavi asks Prachi not to think about Ranbir. Prachi says she is not thinking about Ranbir. Wendy asks Grandma to come and have the Mehendi with her. Pallavi greets Mrs. Khanna. Prachi greets her as well. Mrs. Khanna says that she would also get the design on her hand. Aliyah asks Wendy if she came again. Grandma says Wendy has decided to forgive you. Wendy says not Aliyah, but just Pallavi. Aliyah threatens Wendy. The designer asks Prachi to keep her hand safe, else the design will be ruined. Shahana tells Prachi about Dr. Madhurima's call and says what could be in the report. Prachi says the truth about Rhea's pregnancy is in the report. Aliyah hears them. Rhea thinks that she wanted Ranbir's concern for her and her fake baby. Ranbir gets the spray and he sprays on Rhea's foot. He asks her to come out if she feels better. Rhea gets up and says thank you for everything. She says you don't love me like I do, but if you take care of me even for a little, then I feel that. Ranbir says stop it. Rhea says to Ranbir that we are now husband and wife, and now I am pregnant with your child. Ranbir says don't talk about all this. I feel uncomfortable. It makes Rhea sit. Aliyah comes there. Ranbir asks Aliyah to take care of Rhea and he goes. Aliyah tells Rhea that they are in trouble because a pregnancy report is coming. Rhea says when I did not get the test done, then how is the report coming? Rhea calls Dr. Madhurima. Dr. Madhurima tells Rhea that a fake pregnancy report went to the delivery section and it was dispatched. She asks Rhea to make sure that nobody get the fake pregnancy report in the Kohli's house, else there will be problem. Ranbir is talking on the phone and he ends the call. Aryan asks what is going on. Ranbir says nothing. Aryan asks Ranbir to be around Prachi. Ranbir says the original advice, I am going and I will be near Prachi. Aryan says I think that I will get specs. Ranbir ate on Aryan's tummy and says that his boxing training should be started from tomorrow. He says I know what to do about your advice and he goes. Wendy and Grandma sees Prachi and Shahana standing near the door. Wendy says what are they doing there? Grandma says Prachi is waiting for her hero, which is Ranbir. Wendy tells Grandma that both Shahana and Prachi's heroes are inside. Grandma asks who is Shahana's hero. Wendy says it seems like Shah Rukh Khan is doing his film promotion and you are asking who is the hero. Grandma gets confused. Ranbir comes to Prachi and asks what's up. Prachi says she is drying her mehendi and she asks Ranbir to go. Ranbir says if you are blowing on your hand. Prachi says she is busy and she asks Ranbir to go. Shahana says bye. Ranbir asks Shahana to stay away from Prachi because she is making Prachi as ours. He asks if someone is coming that you both are staring at the door. Shahana says aunt is coming, whom you don't know. She says the aunt is Wendy's sister-in-law's aunt. Ranbir tells Shahana that the aunt is a faraway relation. He calls Prachi on the phone and tells her that she is Wendy's relative aunt and he asks her to come out. Prachi goes out. Just then, a courier guy comes there and tells Shahana that the courier is on Rhea's name. Shahana asks the courier guy to give her the package and she will give it to Rhea. Pallavi says Rhea will get her package by herself. Prachi says Ranbir pretending to be aunt and asks what is her name. Ranbir says Leka Chachi. Shahana catches Ranbir's lie. Ranbir says sorry. Prachi says her neck is paining her talking to Ranbir on the phone. Ranbir takes the phone and asks if Prachi needs massage. He puts Prachi inside the curtain hearing Rhea. Rhea and Aliyah are going from there. Ranbir eyes with Prachi. Rhea looks back but she couldn't see anyone so she goes. Prachi asks what did Ranbir do? Ranbir says the doctor asked me not to take stress. Prachi says she has S on her hand which stands for Siddharth. Ranbir rubs Prachi's henna with his hand. Prachi says you have ruined my design and asks what did you do? Ranbir says where there was S, I will stay there. Prachi asks what do you mean? Ranbir says I will wash my hands because the mehendi is on it. Prachi asks Ranbir to give her phone. The courier guy tells Pallavi that Shahana said that she is Rhea. Shahana asks the courier guy not to be oversmart and says that she asked him to give the courier to her. Pallavi takes the courier from the guy. Shahana gets tensed. Ranbir and Prachi are in the washroom. Ranbir washes his hand. Then Prachi washes her hand. Ranbir asks, why are you washing your hand? Prachi says you have ruined the mehendi. Ranbir says I have enhanced the mehendi color with my touch and says we both know. Prachi asks Ranbir what he wants to say. Ranbir says this mehendi color is enhanced with my touch and if you think that someone else's name is written on your hand, then you are wrong. Ranbir says this mehendi is of my name. You are wearing ring of my name and you are fully mine. Prachi asks Ranbir that why are you doing this? Ranbir says don't you know? Don't you feel anything? Prachi says I felt it, but you prove me wrong every time. So whatever is there, tell me truly. A song plays in the background. Ranbir holds Prachi's face. Prachi gets emotional and closes her eyes. Just then, they hear someone coming there. Ranbir says I will go and check. He comes out and sees Shahana coming. He asks what happened. Prachi comes to Shahana. Shahana was about to fall while going to Prachi. Ranbir holds her. Prachi asks Ranbir to go because Shahana wants to talk to her. Ranbir goes. Shahana tells Prachi that Pallavi has received the courier and says I got an idea to get it from her. Prachi says she will come with her. Rhea tells Aliyah that the courier guy gave her fake pregnancy report package to Pallavi. They see Pallavi holding the envelope. Pallavi asks Grandma to keep the envelope in the study room. Grandma asks her to ask someone else. Pallavi says please keep it there. Grandma takes the envelope. Pallavi attends to the guest. Aliyah collides with Grandma and the package falls down from her hand. Aliyah gets angry on Grandma for colliding with her. Wendy says you talk to everyone like that and asks Aliyah to pick the package up and keep it in the study room. Aliyah says that she doesn't have time, else she would have shown Grandma her true color. She takes the package and goes. She asks the waiter to keep the package in the study room. The waiter keeps the package on the table and it flies away. Someone steps on the envelope and the envelope gets stuck on the guy's shoes. Rhea comes to Pallavi and asks about the package. Pallavi says she gave it to Grandma to keep it in the study room. Rhea goes. Pallavi thinks that what is in the envelope. Rhea gets upset and thinks that Shahana and Wendy are after her life. Rhea hears Wendy and Grandma talking about hard work fruit, which is sweet. She says you both look good while talking and she asks what happened. Wendy says sweet juice doesn't look sweet now after seeing Rhea. She says what did you eat? That honey is coming out of your mouth, and she asks Rhea to be careful, else the honey might fall on her clothes. Rhea laughs and tells Grandma that your friend is funny. Grandma says, I wish we could tell you that you are also funny. Rhea thinks that she cannot do much talking to these oldies, and she thinks to ask Aliyah to ask Grandma about the package that Pallavi gave to her. Rhea comes to Aliyah and asks her to ask Grandma about the courier. Aliyah says Grandma had given the courier to her, which she gave to the waiter. She says, I saw the waiter keeping it on the table. Ranbir comes to Vikram and says that something is happening to him from within. Vikram asks Ranbir if he is having stomach upset. Ranbir says no and says that he doesn't want Prachi's marriage to happen with Siddharth. Ranbir says he doesn't want that. Vikram asks Ranbir, are you sure? Ranbir says it is a heart matter. I will not use my mind. Vikram asks Ranbir and asks him to go and tell Prachi how much he loves her. He says, in fact, Prachi is searching for you. Ranbir says, I think Prachi is searching to beat me. Vikram asks Ranbir to go. Ranbir goes. Prachi stops the waiter and asks him to go and serve there. Rhea and Aliyah looks at Prachi and Shahana and they go. Pallavi thinks that what is happening. Ranbir takes Prachi for a dance. Aryan comes to Shahana and tells her that Ranbir is going to ask Prachi not to marry Siddharth. Shahana gets happy and says it is a wonderful thing and says I was searching for something now, else I would have danced with you surely. Aryan asks Shahana what she meant, but Shahana says nothing. Ranbir and Prachi dance on a song. Siddharth smiles looking at them. Rhea gets jealous and upset. She goes to Siddharth and holds his hand. Prachi turns and comes to Siddharth. Rhea comes to Ranbir and dances. Ranbir holds Prachi's hand and they continue to dance. Siddharth smiles. Rhea gets more upset. A guest comes there and Rhea's fake pregnancy report gets stuck on the guest's shoes. Shahana comes near the guest and she keeps her foot on the envelope. The guy walks in front and Shahana picks the envelope. Shahana comes to the room and she closes the door. Shahana checks the envelope, but she finds the envelope open with no report in it. Shahana gets shocked, wondering why the envelope is empty. Okay guys, thank you so much guys for watching. Please don't forget to like the video, share it, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Thanks for watching.